My name is Mara. I'm from Romania and I traveled a bit. So last year, before meeting Paula and joining the Wild Women Unleashed program, I was in Barcelona. That's the time that I want to talk to you about because I was trying to live my dream life, but I wasn't there. It was a really difficult time when a relationship that I had that I thought is the one was going away. Actually, we were separated and I wasn't over it. It was very recent. I was trying to change from working in random jobs to actually having my coaching business and being successful. I was trying to do something with my life that I always wanted to do, but I was just there stuck in a disempowerment circle. And I was analyzing and I was trying to do my best to recover that relationship. And I was just there, not really being able to move forward, or I would make a step and then fall back into this hole in which I was, because this is how I felt. And I wasn't asking for help and I wasn't really reaching out to people unless to tell them how they've done wrong with me in my life. So I was pretty much a victim of my own life and of myself. So I was really looking for a way out or how to better deal with everything, because I really wanted to make my life better. I was super committed to that and I knew that I was in this point where you say like, that's it, till here, like I'm getting up and I'm gonna do and I'm gonna live that life. So then I met Paula and I participated in a training, and when I saw the slides and the explanation of the Wild Woman, I was like, that's it. That's my missing link. And I was super ecstatic about it. So I remember when having the call, I was still scared because I didn't have money at that moment. I didn't have a job. My business was not really going. I had only 2 clients at that moment. So I didn't know how to do this. But I really felt like there's something there, and I love the encouragement and everything that Paula gave me. Like, she was with me and all the time to make the decision, and I felt it super open. Like, it was from the heart, not like trying to sell me something. No, it was super open. Like, I really felt it like a friend there telling me like, this is good for you. And you, like, this that Paula will keep on telling you all the time about, this is where you're supposed to be. Yeah, that was really good. Like, okay, I knew. Like, I remember after having the talk, the first talk with Paula, I went like, I'm gonna do this. I didn't know how to, but I'm gonna do this. And things happened and I already felt a shift. Like, I already, things started to change in my life at that moment because I was much more open and much more positive. So I found a job that actually helped me to pay for the cost and to have a nice living while I'm doing all the work. And things started to roll and my life started to get to somewhere, and I started to feel better about myself, which was really important. And that was only when I said yes, and I didn't even commit or paid. So like, I just said yes inside myself and I announced it to some of my friends, because immediately afterwards I had some people that I was talking to that asked me, what did you do in this half an hour in which you were missing? And I asked them, I told them like, oh, I just had a call, I'm going to join this super amazing program. And I was like that, like, I was just blown away by the fact that I said yes to it, because I was like, where'd this come from? The magic really started to happen because at that meeting there were some new people, and one guy there came and told me like, hey, I really want to talk with you. And we talked about what I do, the coaching and everything. And he actually told me like he wants to know more because he's interested. And he even told me like, I really, from everything the whole evening, I could hear your laugh, and that really touched me. Like, I love the way you laugh. And I was like, I can't believe it. I haven't had that in a really long time, somebody noticing me because of my laugh. And that used to be something that it was mine, and I kind of lost it. And in that evening already, after half an hour, it just came back, and it was like, oh my god, this is good. One of my big concerns was being online, because I've done coaching in person and it was great. And I was doing it myself with clients in person and I liked it, but not online. So I remember that was a huge concern for me and kind of keeping me back. But I have to say that I never felt it online. I really felt that it was just there next to me and it was available all the time. That was so beautiful because there were people from so many countries that every time when I would go there for support, somebody would be there and help me. And that was really beautiful because I felt more like, I really felt the sisterhood in there, like the whole support and not being alone. That was so amazing. And knowing that we are going, like, I remember one of the things that really, really was amazing from the beginning was that every time when I shared something that I was going through, somebody else was going through that. And it felt really good knowing that I'm not alone, even in my struggles, not that I'm just not alone and people are supporting me, but we are going through the same struggles. And every time when I would share for somebody will help me, but will help them and the other way around. And it was such a giving and receiving that it was really amazing, touching me so many times. Like I remember even crying sometimes, like, oh my God, this is so beautiful and I can't believe it. And yeah, that was great being online and in a group, because also like I haven't done coaching in a group before that. And I knew about it because I'm a psychologist, so I knew about it, that it's powerful and amazing, but seeing it, how it works and how supported I felt, it was really, really amazing. Like I can't I can't go over, like amazing, amazing, amazing. So working with Paula through the Wild Women Unleashed program has been like, I'm really without words. I can't say. I feel like this is for life, a relationship for life. I'm gonna be all the time there, like, hey Paula, how are you? What I loved was that I remember many times when I was super confused. Like this is the biggest thing. Like I was super confused and I didn't know. And I felt that the space that she creates is so beautiful that you can just pour your heart out and just say everything, because I didn't know how to make any sense of what was going towards me in many moments. So I would just start saying everything and write it or record a video, and then Paula will be there and telling you exactly those things that you need to hear. Like I remember so many times crying and felt so seen and so heard and so special and so held. Unbelievable. Like really, I feel like I have no words how amazing was that, how much was helping me. Like just 5 minutes and I was shifting, and that was there all the time, every time when I needed it. It was there all these 9 months that we've been together, actually more, because if you take before joining the program it was more than 9 months, but it was there all the time. I really felt loved, honestly. Like it's one of the other concerns maybe that I had, that is just a working relationship, and I never felt that. I felt pure love there and pure heart. Every time was coming totally from the heart and so authentic. And I love that she's so real, like so real. And so she, honestly, like you're gonna know this after a while. So my transformation during this journey, oh, I feel like kind of everything shifted because I was super with myself, trying to do everything alone and thinking that I have everything figured out already, and trying to be this strong, independent, and sort of I don't care person, but where it wasn't really the case. And yeah, I was feeling small and not really important or not really seen, and I was afraid of doing many things that I love to do. Like I always had this really huge long of to-do list that I wanted to do for life, and I was pushing that away because I was afraid to do some of the things that I wanted to do. I remember like I was always saying like, oh, I want to have, for example, one thing that actually happened during these 9 months, since I was young I kept on saying that I want to have a PhD and I want to be a doctor, and I was blocking that. And I had some things happened to me in academia and I went away. So for quite some years, I wasn't doing anything about that. And I kept on putting there like, oh, maybe one day I will do it. And during these 9 months, this became true. Actually, right now I'm having my PhD. So that's one of the really amazing transformation. Like I actually went for my dream. That was my dream since of a child. And I went for it. And that meant actually going from Spain to back to Romania to my home country and changing so many changes that I had to do. And without all this support, I think would have taken me like 20 more years. So this was really, if I would have done it. So that's really like the biggest outside transformation. And the inside transformation, I'm still every day when I do something, I'm amazed by the person that appears there. Like yesterday I went to a meeting for organizing this big conference, and I was telling to everybody like, oh, but do we have this form of organization, and we should do it like this. And they were saying like, oh, Mara comes and revolutionize everything that we do. And I was like, oh my god, yes, I'm doing that. Like I'm owning that instead of just being there. Like I remember I would be like hidden there like, oh, maybe we should do like that, but not really saying it. And yesterday I was just there like loudly saying like, we should use this app to organize ourselves. And that was like, I'm amazing myself each day. Like I can talk like my voice, I talk louder, by the way. Like that's another thing. Like I used to talk very soft and not really like afraid that somebody would punish me. And now like sometimes I have to like reduce my volume because I'm so loud. And I knew that was inside of me, like this loudness and expression. Like I can be very expressive, but I wasn't showing it. And now I don't realize when it's happening. Like yeah, it's amazing. Like really amazing transformation. And I still feel like I need to see it because I'm not realizing it myself, but everybody around me is telling me, and also with the people around me. Like I used to only be there for others but not really have others for me, or having really issues to ask for help and ask them to be. And now I'm just so happy to receive others and to see how they are with me and to feel supported. And it's so beautiful. Like now I feel like this has changed a lot, like from being mostly alone and just being called when they need me to being called like, hey, how are you, do you want to do something? And like people are noticing me and they are noticing my needs and they are answering my needs. And it's beautiful. It's really like, that's another big transformation that happened for me. And even I'm having an expedition that's gonna happen in the desert. Like going in the desert for 6 days, I wouldn't have done that. Like crazy. That sounds so crazy, and I'm gonna do that. And going alone in Egypt as a woman, I wouldn't have done that because I was afraid. I needed a man to do it with, and now I can do it alone. Of course, I'm gonna have a group of support and everything, but I feel like I can totally own it, and that's another big change for me. Like really, I feel a lot more unstoppable.